Hey everyone. So you may ask yourself, should I quit my job to become an entrepreneur, to follow my soul's calling? Because maybe you feel really called to really help people through the unique gifts you have as a coach, as an energy healer, maybe as a Reiki master, so many different things, maybe as a human design coach, like I'm doing it. So as an online entrepreneur myself, and I have gone from working in corporate to being an entrepreneur myself, I just wanted to share with you a couple of thoughts on it that I think may be really, really helpful for you to help you make an aligned decision, right? That is good for you. And I myself, I'm an introvert person, highly sensitive empath. So most people that are in my audience there resonate with those terms as well. But even if you consider yourself as an extrovert, you might find a lot of value here as well. So should you quit your job or not? Now, I really think it depends. I'm personally not a big fan of jumping off the cliff and feeling like you have to do it, right? To be showing the universe that you're fully in, right? Because let's be real, we have some basic needs as humans, and it all starts with a foundation, which is like food and shelter, and have some kind of safety and security there, right? We humans need that. And if quitting your job means that you're gonna be freaking out about money quite a bit, and then you have pressure to make money with your business, I would not advise to just quit your job. Now, maybe you have a lot of savings and you can be like, well, you know what? Even if I don't make a lot of money in the first year, I'm going to be totally fine. That's a different kind of situation. But really check in with yourself, right? Because so any decision you make, you never want to make it from force or because somebody else told you that's what you should do. It has to feel right in your body. This is usually like a grounded feeling that you have and also more expansive, right? Now, it may get you uncomfortable a little bit, of course. So I want to also share with you my story because it also may help you. So I was working in corporate for a long time and I started to feel this itch of like, oh my gosh, this is not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I want to do something bigger and more. I really want to help a lot of people because I started to notice in my corporate job that, especially when I was working in HR, it's just when people were talking to me, like something shifted, something happened. It brought me so much joy. It came so easy to me. I also realized I love to teach and train. But the way that my job was set up, I was more supposed to focus on finance. And yeah, so either way, I felt very like constricted and I felt like I could not live out my potential. So I didn't quit my job right away. And at the time, single mom raising my daughter, I was like, I can't, I have bills to pay. So it wasn't even like a possibility for me at the time. But I just allowed myself to have fun with it. I started to get certified as a health coach, as a life coach, and I really dove into it and really like it nourished my soul because it also helped me transform so much for myself. And as I was taking these certifications, I started to actually build the confidence or even see the possibility that, oh, wow, actually, I could potentially make a living with this. And maybe one day I can just do this and I don't have to work a corporate job. So I started to play with the possibility because I saw a lot of amazing humans there that were role modeling it. They were doing it. They quit their jobs or they built their business from scratch. And I started to see the possibility. So this is also one thing. Surround yourself with people that are living what you would like to live for yourself, right? If you want to have your own business. So then eventually I got more and more dissatisfied in my corporate job. I have to say that. And I started to complain more about it, which is, I don't recommend complaining about your the corporate job, but I had to be also really honest with myself. And yeah, it felt like my freedom was getting more and more constricted in my corporate job. But then the fear was there. It was real. I was like, oh, I cannot just quit my job, And then I had a retreat at some point, and at that retreat, so this was also from one of the coaching programs I was part of. And at that retreat, something within me, and again, this was not because of external pressure. I think that's a really important point here. It's more about my divine timing was coming to get out of corporate. I started to feel it. And we had one of those group coaching sessions, and I there proclaimed to the group, that I was gonna quit my corporate job soon. But I wrote it down almost as like a contract to myself. And I put down some requirements when I have X amount of clients. So there was still this part of me like I had to secure something. And it made sense because if I wasn't going to have any kind of clients, I cannot pay my bills. So it also gave me a little bit of a stretch to work towards, right? So I did that. I also was chatting later with the coach there. He was the business coach at the time. I think it was Bill Barron, in case you know him, really cool guy. So, anyways, he was like also telling me, like, no, you're ready. I was like, really? And I was still questioning myself, right? So it's like, okay. So it was also in a way, I think the universe sent him to me to let me know that I'm ready, even though I didn't fully buy into it. I was still scared, you know? And then I kid you not, it was, I think, less than 2 months after that, that I got let go, fired from my corporate job. So, I could have quit myself, but it's like the universe invited me. So the universe, like, girl, you're ready. It's time to let go, And I even remember it felt still scary. And it was funny because I knew that I was gonna get fired because I had like a HR meeting and I had packed my stuff already the day before. And I had told my friend, like, hey, just in case I'm not here later, you know why? And she was like, why are you crazy? I was like, no, no, I know. So, and here in America, it's also very cut and dry. They don't tell you anything. It's just like, bye bye, see you later. And you have nothing. You have no more pay, you have no more benefits. So that whole part was definitely scary. But what was even bigger for me was the sense of freedom. I was like, oh my gosh. I felt like now the world is my oyster. Like I can do whatever I want to do. But I also, in this situation, I have to say, like, there was a little bit of pressure now. It was like, now is go time. Now you got to put yourself out there. But I think I had built myself up to a place where the universe knew I was ready, And I don't want to say it was easy always since then, because this was like now over 6 years ago. But when the time is right for you, just trust it will happen. Either you have such a strong pull to quit your job, and just to give you a little bit backstory, how my getting fired came about. I had told everybody in the company that I'm a coach and we're doing some couple of events already, and people started to ask me about it because it really wasn't holding back at all with it. And even in my annual review meeting with my boss at the time, I gave her my business card that told her I'm a coach. I mean, I did it also with the intention like, hey, maybe I can do something here in the company with that. But obviously for her it was also clear that, well, she's not fully in it anymore with what I was supposed to do, which was more in the finance department. And so they started to find a replacement starting then, I think. And I had to train other people. So it was not such a big surprise. It also made sense for them. But again, I didn't have the guts to just quit by myself. But when the time was ripe and ready, so even like if that may be your case, maybe you're gonna get laid off. Don't see it as happening against you. It may be more really the universe telling you, like, hey, I know you're ready. And because everything always happens for you. That's one of the things I think I took away from my first coaching certifications. Like life doesn't happen to us, it always happens for us. And especially those moments where things are a little bit challenging, because sometimes we need a little bit of healthy pressure to get our greatness out, to have this like, okay, I'm gonna go take action. I'm gonna put myself out there because I have to. I have to bring in money. I have to make a living and stuff like this, right? So they're kind of these two sides where sometimes pressure in a good way when the time is right is good. But when we force ourselves to prematurely quit a job, or because other people tell us that's what you have to do, or whatever reasons whatsoever, and then you have this unnecessary pressure to make money, right? And then we use ways to run our business that doesn't feel right to us in terms of integrity, but then we just try to do things to make money, but it's not really aligned with what we're passionate about or what we're talented at, and I think it usually doesn't work really well. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, because you may be in this situation. The other thing I want to say, so maybe you don't have a job anymore or you start your own business, also don't shy away from having some other side gigs. These days, there's so many things that you can do online, or in your local community. In America, we have Uber Eats, we have Instacart, we have regular Uber and Lyft to drive people around. There are so many things that you can do to, support your business while it's growing, so you don't have all the pressure. And I have also found for myself that, when you're an online entrepreneur, especially in the beginning, if you just sit on your computer all day and you have very little interaction with other people, like it can drive you nuts a little bit. It may be actually a really good thing to do something else to get your mind off, to engage with other people. And there's a little bit of money coming in here, right? Or maybe you have a full-time job and you can slowly start to, only work 4 hours a week, or you start to work part-time while you're still with a company, and then you start to build up your business at the same time. So this is also in human design, especially if you're four line, or the four line energy, it's all about kind of also stability and security. And we tend not to just jump, from one thing to the other. It's kind of like you hold on to the old while you're starting to build up the new. And at some point, there is this point where either the universe, like in my case, all right, the job has to go, you're ready, or you have this internal drive where you just can't take it anymore, and it just comes out of you and you put in your resignation, and then it just happens. Like, let it happen. Don't force it. I think that's really the big thing here. And the other thing, don't compare yourself with others. There you have people that are going to tell you just want to quit, or it has to happen really fast. We all have our very own timeline of how long things take. If I would compare myself with other people that advertise that they are made $1 million in like 5 months, and I have been having my online business like for over 6 years already, and I'm not there, because we also have to really realize that what's meant for me is going to happen, and what's meant for you is going to happen. And we're unique, we're different, right? And it may take 10 years, and then I may want to publish a book, and then I want to become like a public speaker or whatever this is, right? So really focus on your journey and whatever you need to feel a healthy grounded safety and stability, which is with the money, right? And having a healthy environment for yourself so that you can build up your business from this. Because again, otherwise it's just, I think, unnecessary high. So I hope this helps you guys. And I would love to hear, like, where are you at on your journey? Are you just having the dream right now to start your own business? What are your unique talents? How would you like to help people? Or maybe you already quit your job, or maybe you're thinking about it right now. Like, is this time, or what should I do? So either way, if you would like to have some support, I do offer one-on-one sessions, human design readings, true sidereal mostly these days. Also Gene Keys readings, where I can really help you tune into your own blueprint. And we're also going to do a lot of coaching there, where I can really help and guide you to make your aligned decision in terms of, is it time for me to quit my job, to start my business, and all this good stuff. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope it served you, and I'll see you next time.